So there's about 4-6 inches of pea gravel in the bottom of this basement here. We want to do that so the concrete has something nice to sit on. And what we've done is we have screeded it all off and got this all level. So we take the laser there, that rotating Bosch laser, and shoot it so everything is nice and level across, and we have a nice even space to go on. So here we are getting the last bit screeded off with this board and shoveling this excess gravel out. Right here, because this is a walkout basement, we have our foam against the foundation to protect from any frost or any cold, as far as we don't want this floor to be cold when they're walking on it. And then we have 4 feet of this foam coming this way to keep that concrete floor warm as well. So next we're going to be putting this vapor barrier over and making sure it's sealed up real well, and then we can put rebar in. So this is a very important thing that is being done now. The septic is being put in, so there's no city sewer, city water out here. So where we are here, a septic system has to be put in. So this is the very first thing that goes in. This precast tank was set this morning, so this is where everything comes from the house first off, and it sits in this tank. So a trench has to be dug from over there in the house where the sewer comes out at the corner, and then it connects to this tank. The stuff sits in here, and then when it gets high enough, the pipe goes down there to the leach fields. So we got our leach fields down there, which are just basically some plastic trays that kind of dispense everything evenly in the field down there, so it leaches out gradually. So they're about finished putting all the leach fields in here. These are where all the sewage goes after that tank, and it does just what it says. It leaches out kind of gradually into the soil after it's sitting for a little bit. This will do this full house we got, so everything can be sanitary. All right, so this basement slab is pretty much all ready to go. We were short a couple rebar. We're gonna pick those up tomorrow and put a couple rebar we were missing. But what we did is, so we got this vapor barrier down, and since this basement was real big, a couple different sheets of plastic. So code says you only have to overlap this plastic by like 1 foot or 6 inches, but we take it one step further. This lap right here is actually silicone right here, and then also all around our pipes, all around any penetration, any holes that we had, we taped it really good, so that all the vapor, air barrier, everything stays down below the slab. None of that stuff gets into the house. Also, right here against the wall, we glued this vapor barrier against the wall there too, so you have a nice good seal, continuous seal all the way around in the basement. And one thing we got to finish putting up, but we got half of it down, is we got this expansion joint in here. So that allows, this is basically just foam. It's shot on. And so this allows for the concrete, when it moves, because it's trapped on all 4 sides by the foundation, nothing cracks or nothing moves. So we don't have any problems with that later. And then after all the vapor barrier was done, all of our rebar is 2 foot on center. It's all tied together real nice, so that will keep the slab from moving or anything, and keep a nice good structure in here. So the slab is also poured all around all of our support beams, so it's trapped in there. So right here's our stem wall detail. We can see this bottom plate here is sitting right here, so that was what our floor joist bears on. And then we got another 2x12 we put right up against this, so we can toenail into that to keep our joists from moving. We did this stem wall, so right here on this front porch, we don't have to worry about any rot or anything on our band band board, and it makes it just for a real nice product. So we had to make sure all of our plates were secured. So here on the side beam is real easy. We drilled holes through the bottom of this, and then we screwed from the bottom with some big old washers underneath there straight up into this plate. So that's not going anywhere. Now here is where on the foundation we had our J-hooks. So those J-hooks we put into the foundation when the concrete was wet, and so those aren't going anywhere at all. And then we took our bolt and ran it down with our impact and tightened that right up with the nut and washer on it. All right, we just finished up putting this floor down. So as you can see, what we use is this Advantech subfloor made by Huber. So this is a OSB product that's been pressed and has glue in it, and it's pretty much resistant to weather. You don't got to worry about it getting rained on and stuff. Also, it's super flat and it's solid. It makes for a really good solid floor. So we put it down, we glued it, then we went with ring shank nails and put it. We're actually even going to come back and put some screws in it so we get a no squeaks in our floor ever. It doesn't want to come up or anything like that. So when we were putting the subfloor on, first we glued it all on every single joist. We marked our 4 foot where it went. And then also we marked here on where the joists were, because when the joists are in the middle, they'll move a little bit. So to keep everything exactly 16 inches on center, we mark on our boards and then push it over and then nail it, and then we'll go back and we'll nail the field all the way through, and then make sure everything's lined up and go to the next piece. We keep our 1/8 gap here on these boards, so that way if there's a little bit of expansion and contraction, we don't get any humps or anything in our floor. So now that we got this floor down, we are ready to start laying out our walls, and then we'll start building our walls. We'll do our exterior walls first, and so we can get our roof on and come back and do our interior walls. So check for the next part of the video. We're going to be doing that and probably putting a roof on in the next part of the video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram for all my daily stories.